niggas know my pyroclastic flow. You niggas know my pyroclastic flow. You niggas know my pyroclastic flow. It's R-A-W, R-A-W.
You're looking at the Grand Wizard, Warlord, vocal cords so vicious. And I don't have to show riches to pull off with some bad bitches. And it ain't about chivalry, it's about dope lyrics and delivery. It's about my persona. Ain't nothing like a man that can do what he wanna. Ain't nothing like a man that you knew on the corner. Seen come up and fuck up the owner. Seen throw up Westside California. Nigga, I'm hot as Phoenix, Arizona. I'm Utah, I got multiple bitches. It's a new law. Keep a hold of your riches. Dumb nigga, don't spin it as soon as you get it. And recognize I'm a captain, you a lieutenant. I can say what I wanna say, ain't nothing to it. Gangsta rap made me do it. If I call you a nigga, ain't nothing to it. Gangsta rap made me do it. I can act like an animal, ain't nothing to it. Gangsta rap made me do it. If I eat you like a cannibal, ain't nothing to it. Gangsta rap made me do it. I'm raw as a dirty needle, choke a eagle, just to feed all my people. Lyrically, I'm so lethal. Plant thoughts in they mind just to defeat you. Ice Cube is a saga. Y'all spit saliva and I spit lava. I got the fearless flow. Don't get near this hoe if you scared to go. I keep it gangster. And why should I change that? Fuck you old motherfuckers trying to change rap.
Say what?
But ain't you the same cat that sat back when they brought cocaine back?
Say what?
I'm trying to get me a Maybach. How you motherfuckers gonna tell me don't say that?
Right here. We're over on Infowars.com. The other site we're on is Drudge Report. These are the two sites you want to go to if you want to get some real news. You damn sure won't find any of this stuff on the mainstream media on television. That's for sure. So I just want to give you kind of a little walkthrough of these two sites, because the only way you're going to get any truth out of anything that's coming out of the news is through here. And Infowars is probably, along with Drudge Report, is probably the only place where you're going to get an actual non-biased opinion. Because I've noticed, and news agencies have been doing this for the longest, but I noticed lately that ABC News is doing this a lot. They are just destroying Trump and praising Hillary. It's very obvious what they're doing. It's very obvious that Trump really has no fucking chance. Now, if he keeps on coming out with this corruption shit and saying what he's supposed to say, there would be no way in hell they could hide this mad woman's corruption or voter fraud. They would have to probably kill Trump. And not that that would matter, because, like I say, they're all working together. Trump is a major donor, well, was a major donor of the Clinton Foundation. He's got a good backstory to cover his ass for that now. But a lot of the stuff that you hear coming out of places like Fox News and CNN, they're not talking about this kind of shit. Now, there's both sites here, Drudge and Infowars, talking about Clinton confusion. Okay, she doesn't know what the fuck she's doing. She gets the election date wrong. Hillary Clinton indictment is coming. Wouldn't that be weird to have a president indicted? I mean, this is just ridiculous, man. And most of the people in Hillary's cabinet are the same people that were in Bush's cabinet. Hillary Clinton does not get indicted. Tommy's career, yeah, I call him Tommy. Tommy's career is over, and there's a very good chance that he will be going to prison instead. So she's going to throw one of her fucking minions under the bus, and she probably won't get in any trouble at all. I mean, if Obama hasn't been arrested yet, you know, there's no chance of it unless the people stand up and do something. Now, this FBI director, James Comey, has sent a letter to Congress. He knew someone's head was going to be on the chopping block. It's not going to be Hillary's. And I think they all know that. They're trying to save face here is what they're doing. And I find it very strange that this man was given all sorts of money by either Hillary Clinton or somebody in her party, and then all of a sudden, you know, no indictment. They say no crime has been committed. Well, all of a sudden, now that there's new ones, he's going to go ahead with it. There's just something not sounding right about this story. And folks, this lady is just completely fucking Looney Tunes. I think, you know, all of this shit right here speaks for itself. And yeah, Michael Moore is a sack of shit. Another gun grabber. It's a good one. Trump grabs Hillary's wiener in scathing new attack ad. And if you noticed, on television, they're playing an awful lot of Hillary's commercials and not Trump's. I don't think it might have something to do with her being from upstate New York, do you? Well, she's really not even from here. She's from fucking Arkansas. Podesta ignored advice to encrypt sensitive emails. There's another nice word here. There's a very real threat to the security of our documents. Folks, if this lady is saying, this fucking nut job is fucking saying she doesn't know what a classified watermark looks like, she probably shouldn't be in charge of any fucking documents. Especially shit having to do with our national security. Let's go over to the Drudge Report. Gives you little top headlines right here, but then down here they got all the stories. FBI agents see Antichrist. FBI agents see Antichrist state emails found on Wiener laptop. Assange of WikiLeaks says Clinton and ISIS funded by same money terror threat warning Monday. 94 million not in labor force. And the mega corruption just continues. This is absolutely ridiculous. This is a good one here. George Soros has a showdown with Sheriff Joe Arpaio. If you haven't known, Arpaio he's had his life threatened several times by the Obama administration for exposing his corruption. So Soros spends $2 million to have Joe Arpaio defeated. Arpaio has been sheriff of Maricopa County, Arizona, forever. I don't know, 20 years? I don't know, long time. But spending is part of the billionaire's nationwide push on criminal justice and immigration reform, which is complete and utter bullshit. This man right here is a sick, evil piece of shit. He funds Obama and he funds Clinton. What the fuck does that tell you, folks? That he's a Democrat? Because he ain't a Democrat. I can tell you that. Yeah, high-profile boogeyman. Single biggest investment in a local race this year. This man spent over $100 million to keep the riots in Ferguson and Baltimore going. Which goes to tell you those groups like Black Lives Matters, they aren't protest groups. Those are I don't know what you would call them. I guess spokespeople for the federal government. They put their provocateurs in there and have them do shit. And I'll be doing a video on that later. But it's just ridiculous how very, very obvious this stuff is. My mom keeps asking me about, all these people, Kim Myers and Claudia Tenney and Martin Babinick. I can't stress enough. You cannot get into Congress without committing a crime. Period. If you don't do some form of corruption, there's no chance in hell you're getting anywhere near Congress. That's how they get away with all this shit. That's why everyone in Congress is corrupt. And I'm starting to not even be in favor of Trey Gowdy. This guy, he's saying what the people want to hear. He's doing what he's supposed to do, but there's just something very fishy about all of this. Like I said long ago, I think if Hillary's campaign is in trouble, they're going to do some sort of false flag attack to queer the fucking elections so that she wins. They'll do some kind of recount or something like that. It's just stupid. I'd like to show you folks this document here that WikiLeaks came out with just a few days ago. This is from the Benenson Strategy Group. I'm going to assume that these guys are a think tank. Trump voters are virtually unstoppable. And this goes through a percentage of ways that they would be able to swing the elections or stop the elections if need be. You see, 2% storm, Zika or some other virus, 12%. But look at the biggest percentage that they've come up with. Attack by extraterrestrials. Now, a lot of these percentages, this is the first time I've seen a document like this, so it makes you wonder about the other elections they've had, like the last time Obama was voted in, Hurricane Sandy. Right after that was Sandy Hook. And you see it in here talking about storms, powerful storms. Shooting war in the neighborhood. External invading force. Here's the optional scenarios they got. They've got names for them: Red Dawn, Cobalt Rain. The public has been primed for radiological attack and stockpiles have been positioned. But while the psychological impact of a Code 60 weapon is severe, the threshold of opportunity may have passed for this to stop a vote. Folks, it's time to snap the fuck out of it here. These people, all of this shit is rigged. Here's another video I think you would like to hear, and I think you should hear. This is stuff they don't want you to know. Here are the facts.
Hillary Clinton was born in Chicago, Illinois in 1947, the daughter of a textile businessman named Hugh Ellsworth Rodham. She met her husband, William Clinton, in 1971 at Yale, and they would eventually marry in 1975.
Like I said, the woman is not from New York. And what a quinky dink. She's from Chicago. her and Bill Clinton's marriage, and the same with Obama and Michael, they're really not married. These people in politics stay married to save face and to make it appear as they're professional and know what they're doing and all that shit. And they really got different agendas. I mean, Hillary Clinton, the women that came out against against Bill Clinton, she had many of them killed. And that is a fact that is on record. So I'll show you the rest of this video from stuff they don't want you to know. Folks need to do some serious research in here and snap the fuck out of it. I'll have more on this later. That's it for now. God bless and carry on. Take a look at the rest of this video.
Together, the couple became a powerful force in the political spheres of Arkansas. When Bill Clinton became president in 1993, Hillary Clinton also became what journalists called the most openly empowered presidential wife in American history, after Eleanor Roosevelt. This was in reference to Clinton's deep involvement with policies at the time, including vetting officials and campaigning for things like the health care initiative. In the years after becoming First Lady, Clinton served 2 terms as Senator of New York from 2001 to 2009. Additionally, she served as Secretary of State from 2009 to 2013.
Benghazi.
She first announced plans to run for the presidency in 2007, though it is widely acknowledged she was in the early stages of planning in 2003. In 2008, she lost the Democratic nomination to Senator Barack Obama, who would go on to fill 2 terms as U.S. President.
And if you folks would remember, there was a time right after or right before they had the election, the last time Barack won, and him and Hillary disappeared and supposedly went to a Bilderberg meeting. That is exactly what they did. And Bilderbergers, who basically run the world, basically said, Hillary, just give it to him. He'll be president next. And so she let it go.
As President Obama's second term draws to a close, it is overwhelmingly likely that either Secretary Clinton or her...
It would kind of be like, this election, them saying some shit like, Trump, just let it go. Let her be president and you'll be president next.
Republican rival, Donald Trump...
And this would be the first time in a very long time, too, that it's been a Democrat twice in a row as president. It's usually Democrat, Republican, Democrat, Republican.
Become the next U.S. president. This has been a brief summation of the significant positions Clinton held in her path toward the White House, but this is not a path free from controversy. In fact, according to her opponents, there's much, much more to the story. Here's where it gets crazy. Conspiracy theories surrounding Hillary Clinton don't just start at her campaign for presidency. They date back to the Clinton family's days in Arkansas. In the world of the mainstream, one of the most memorable conspiracies would be the Whitewater scandal, which began as an investigation into the Clintons' real estate investments through an entity called the Whitewater Development Corporation. After numerous investigations, Clinton associates and co-investors Jim and Susan McDougal were convicted on federal charges, with Bill Clinton pardoning Susan during his final days in the presidency. Despite multiple investigations, the Clintons themselves were never prosecuted. While this controversy gathered massive media attention, it leads to another rabbit hole: the death of Vince Foster. Vince Foster was a deputy White House counsel found dead in Virginia's Fort Marcy Park in July of 1993. His death was officially ruled a suicide, but U.S. Attorney Miguel Rodriguez, who was Kenneth Starr's head investigator at the time, disagreed. Instead, he alleged, Vince Foster was clearly the victim of homicide, with authorities suppressing evidence of a second gunshot wound through Foster's neck. To many theorists, Vince Foster was not only indirectly murdered by the Clintons, but was also just one of many alleged victims. The theory known as the Clinton body count argues that the Clinton family and its associates are responsible for the deaths of numerous people who crossed them during their rise to power. This theory is almost universally dismissed by the mainstream media. Each claim of death has varying probability or likelihood.
And you can also see the Clinton body count / Obama body count over on my website, commyblaster.com. Suggest you go over there and check that out.
But for those who believe the theory, at least a few of the cases appear to be suppressed. During her time as Secretary of State, Clinton was also accused of covering up the true nature of the attacks on the Libyan consulate in Benghazi. Officially, the matter was put to rest when, as Fox News reported,
the House committee investigating the deadly terror attack in Benghazi today released its report. After a 2-year, $7 million investigation, the 8th investigation to date, the authors of the report make no new accusations and provide no new evidence of wrongdoing against the former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton.
Suppression is another large part of the conspiratorial puzzle here. As Election Day draws closer and closer, more and more voters are looking for information on the burgeoning email scandal. In 2015, it became publicly known that Secretary Clinton had been using her family's private server to store official government emails. This was, to her opponents, a gross violation of protocol, especially if classified material was stored there. An FBI investigation found the behavior extremely careless but not prosecutable. However, when the private Gmail account of campaign manager John Podesta was hacked in March of 2016, more details emerged, prompting a new round of criticism toward the Clinton campaign. At the time of this recording, WikiLeaks has been releasing sections of Podesta's email in installments, a move which led the Ecuadorian embassy in London to sever the internet access of WikiLeaks leader Julian Assange. This is only a sliver of the conspiracy surrounding the Clinton campaign, not mentioning corruption in the DNC or allegations that the current front-running campaigns are working together in secret. Yet whether you think this is all a load of bunk or genuinely suppressed evidence of wrongdoing, one thing's for sure. Ecuador and the US tried to shut down WikiLeaks for influencing the US election, which can only mean one thing. There's something they don't want you to know. At least, not before it's time for you to vote.
Okay, so once again, I implore you folks, get some real news. Take your asses over to drudgereport.com, the biggest news affiliate in the world. That's right. Over Fox News, over CNN. He pretty much is over everybody combined. Even the government gets their fucking news from Drudge. I'm surprised they haven't killed this fucking guy yet. You can also come down here and you got every news agency you can possibly fucking think of. Every journalist. You name it. Forbes, Fox News, LA Times, even, overseas stuff. There's InfoWars, Newsbusters, the New York Times, New Yorker, UK, everything. Zero Hedge, another great source. And InfoWars. Let's stop fucking around with this fucking Looney Tune here, America. Snap out of it already. God bless and carry on.